Everybody always talks about resolutions. And what I've found is mine lasts for about 3 days and then I forget about them. And so what I want to encourage people to do is to think about just taking small steps. Like
perfect.
Maybe one party substitute a mocktail instead of a cocktail.
Welcome to Becoming Virtuosa, the podcast that encourages you to become your best virtuosa self. Each week, Dr. Susan Crockett goes where the scalpel can't reach, exploring conversations about how to be, heal, love, give, grow, pray, and attune. For the first time ever, she's bringing the personal one-on-one teaching that she shares with individual patients to you on this broader platform. A weekly source of inspiration and encouragement designed to empower you. By evolving ourselves as individuals, we influence and transform the world around us. Please help me welcome board-certified OB-GYN specializing in minimally invasive GYN surgery, internationally in the top 1% of all GYN robotic surgeons, a certified life coach, and U.S. News top doctor, your host, Susan A. Crockett, MD.
Today, we are doing Holiday Mocktail Madness with my lovely guest. Yay! Lisa, welcome back.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
Lisa Bullion.
Yes.
The founder.
Thank you.
Other Mother Vinegar.
Yes,
in Fredericksburg.
Excited to be back. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. If you guys haven't checked out her previous show, we'll put a little link down below. But we have got such a fun episode today, because she is going to share with us how to make 4 different kinds of mocktails. Tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea for actually doing mocktails instead of cocktails, and why is this important for us to be thinking about?
Great question. Well, we need to have options.
I like that.
It's lovely gathering together, family, friends. We celebrate. Think about the reasons we gather. Sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
But it's a social event. It's a social event, and we want to come together, and nobody wants to be left out.
Not even the designated driver, right?
Especially the designated driver. They're doing us a service.
Right. And those of us who are drinking less or being responsible or on call.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what we want is something special for everyone. We want something special for all of our guests and no one to be left out. Yes.
Special for everyone.
So we do have 4 different lovely combinations we're going to look at. So do we want to just grab one and dive in?
Yeah. Let's start by talking about what these are, because these are shrubs. Right?
Yes.
So we talked a little bit about it.
We did talk a little bit about shrub.
On the prior episode. Oh, that's not a plural, is it? It's just a shrub.
Well, no. They're flavored, so they're more than one shrub.
These are flavored vinegars that Lisa introduced me to a couple months ago. She distills them from wine.
Yes.
And they're all flavored. We call them slow processed. We're into slow cooking, slowing down, taking our time, enjoying the process. And today, as y'all know, before every shoot, we have a meal with our guests. And today we featured... It was fun today, wasn't it? We featured all different types of sauces and vinaigrettes and marinades using her shrub. So I'm going to make sure there's a link below for you so that if you'd like to purchase some of her flavored vinegars or for your mocktails or for cooking. And then I am starting to post recipes online at drcrockett.com.
Fantastic. Great idea, because she is an amazing cook and you're going to want to try these recipes.
Thank you so much. It's a developing thing. I used to never cook. Ask my son.
It's fun to be in the kitchen, though.
It's kind of like doing chemistry.
It is a little bit. Well, and this is my job with the vinegars is a little chemistry based too. So
it is.
It is.
So I'm so excited. Let's dive in today. The first one we're doing is a fruit.
Yes, we'll do the fruit base first. Absolutely.
And this one is a Mockarita or Mockatini?
I think we're going to do our flair on a margarita. So we're going to call this one a Mockarita.
A Mockarita.
Okay.
And then this one?
This one is turmeric based. So it's a little smoky. So this is hot and smoky because we got a little jalapeno in that one.
Nice little bite. And then the last one is
the final one is beet. And we're going to add some freshness with a cucumber.
This is going to be like my ladies' luncheon kind of go-to.
Absolutely.
Like instead of a mimosa maybe kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Cool.
All right. So let's do this. One. So one thing to remember is easy, a 1-to-3 ratio. What do I mean by that? We're going to do 1 ounce. We're going to start. I'm just going to grab this pretty little glass And this is my tart raspberry. So now, this is going to be the 1 ounce of this guy to 3 ounces of the add-in. So 1 ounce in this pretty glass.
Yum.
Nice and
deep. This is
deep.
so healthy for you, too.
Right. We didn't talk about that. So these vinegar drinks, which we call shrubs, and we did not come up with that on our own, but it is an olden days type.
Like Martha Washington.
Exactly. Exactly. So this one's got to be a little taller because this is the 1.5 line.
Cool. So these are great for your gut health. So not only are we skipping the negative effects of alcohol, which are numerous on our bodies and our health, but we're also feeding our gut health natural probiotics.
Exactly.
And lots of antioxidants and
all the good stuff. So you're right. Not only is it not detrimental, it is beneficial. And that's what we're going for.
So fun.
Flavor and function.
And options.
And having some options.
So
let's pop a little raspberry
options?
in there. All right. So it's totally berry-rific. That was terrible.
Yeah.
All right, my dear. So give that a little.
Here we go. Oh, it smells so fresh. So, side note, I do a shot of her shrub in the morning, just straight. So, having it mixed with something like a juice and a berry,
it's going to be completely different.
It's going to be completely different.
So, yes, probiotic rich, good for the gut. This is a good start to a healthy gut.
This is delicious, tart, little bubbly, which I didn't expect.
That's from the kombucha, a little bit in there, a little bubble.
A little kombucha in it. It's very easy to drink, and I feel like I'm a grown-up having a drink.
And it's pretty, right?
It's pretty.
It's pretty. And we want a pretty glass as well.
Because you know what? That's part of the celebration and the tradition is creating beauty and the options that we have.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
This is a home run. This is great.
You like that one?
I like this one a lot. Thank you.
Yay. All right.
Okay. What's next?
What's next? Let's see. I'm just going to go down the line. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to actually do 2 of these pretty babies.
Okay.
And to start, I'm going to take a little lime.
Because this is the margarita one, the Mockarita one.
Exactly. This is our Mockarita. And we're going to just dampen the edge, the rim with that lime, not too much lime. Although there will be lime juice in it as well.
So this one's going to be really popular with our local listeners because, we're from Central Texas.
Now, I'm going to put, it's not a secret ingredient, and it is a little bit spicy, but you notice it's not salt on the rim. It's actually tahini.
And for our viewers who don't know what that is, it is a Mexican spice. Mm-hmm. It's kind of salty, kind of got a little bite to it.
And a little bit citrusy as well.
They put it on candy and...
They use it in an assortment of ways, so...
Yep.
It's
we're
great
using it for this.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right, we're going to go the same route. So 1 ounce of the shrub, and this is my ginger and honey shrub. So...
This is one of my favorites to just drink straight, and it's so good for you. I love ginger anyway.
I do too. And ginger does have its own little bite in there.
And lots of health benefits. So how did you come up with all of this? This is really creative.
When you're asking people to drink vinegar for health benefits, you need to be creative because it can sound very challenging. Yeah. And so we want to give you options. We don't want to make it, and you've already done that by taking them and creating sauces so you can use them in culinary concoctions as well as beverages. And so it's lovely to be able to do that.
And apple cider vinegar is so popular right now.
Right.
This is what you would use instead of apple cider vinegar if you are using that as a product in your diet routine.
Exactly.
This is like a upper level of distillery.
Next level. And that's because we barrel age the vinegar. So it isn't apple based. Your apple cider vinegar started life as an apple, and then it was fermented into cider and finally ended up being secondary fermentation. Now it's apple cider vinegar. Ours, on the other hand, was grape based. So grapes first.
Right.
And then wine. And then now the wine, our wine goes into a series of barrels. Takes about a year to get the flavor and the smokiness and the aroma, all of that in that vinegar. About a year in a barrel.
It's a really slow process.
It's a slow process. We can't get in a hurry.
We can't get in a hurry. But I'm learning that in so many things. There's a YouTuber that I follow on fashion, and her name is Alyssa Beltempo. Oh. And she does closet wardrobes, like the capsule wardrobes for travel, and she's brilliant at it. But her thing is slow fashion, which is, cool. Conserving, not just having disposable clothing, being more environmentally aware. Mm-hmm. And so as I've started cooking, what I've realized is having the things that take a couple of days of forethought or things that have to be canned ahead of time, they really make the recipes
come alive.
Amazing. Like, you can't do it fast.
No. And you can't rush down and buy it that way either.
You can't, because it doesn't preserve on the shelf that way. And, as an OBGYN, like, we are the worst about fast eating. I mean, it's a joke within medicine, y'all.
I think that's, yes.
There's all kinds of stereotypes, but you never know how much time you have to eat when a baby's coming, right? So
you got to grab it when you can.
Grab it and go. And so I've accumulated these horrible habits over the years of not caring what I'm eating. And so I really appreciate what you're doing and bringing with your product, but also just it's a chance for us to sit down and have a discussion about new traditions, about thinking about slowing down our processes. And when we do that, it gives us time to actually think about the people that we're enjoying at the holidays. Think about the people we're serving with all of this.
And it gives us an opportunity to have more forethought and be more intentional about what we're putting into our bodies as well.
Yeah.
I think in our fast-paced, fast food environment, we're very quick to just do that, take the quick way out.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to life, and there's beauty in slowing down.
There is.
All right, we are so close on this one.
What do we do now?
So we're going to do a little squeeze of lime in there.
Can I do mine?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And then we're going to...
This is so fun.
This is fun. And then it's all about garnish, so we're going to get a little lime garnish on there as well. Pretty. So there's one for yours. There's one for mine.
Okay, now is this tahini going to be spicy? Is it going to hurt my tongue?
I like spice, so I am not afraid of it. If you're not too excited, just go to where there's go to the side. Okay, but so catch the nose.
Oh wow, the lime with it is amazing.
It's completely different. All right, give it a taste. I'm sorry, I'm going to have a sip with you.
Oh man.
Okay, see, now that one was a little sweet, right? And this one's not sweet.
Not sweet. This is delicious, and it's not that spicy. And I like the tahini instead of salt. I love salt on the rim.
Lovely.
That is great. Okay. Yes,
right.
Please.
I'm going to finish that here in a minute.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. That's number 2.
So good. Okay. That's number 2. Number 3 is the really spicy one.
Okay. This one is spicy. So what we're going to do is, this is my little cup towel here. We're going to grab this beauty and we're going to start with turmeric and honey. And it has honey in these 3 roots, but not a great amount. You're not going to notice a sweet taste to this. You will notice the upfront nature of the turmeric, which is more earthy.
Well, turmeric is a great anti-inflammatory, which inflammation is just the enemy of all disease.
Exactly.
So I appreciate having this.
So the turmeric goes in first, followed by 3 ounces. So this one I get to fill to the top. Of the sparkling water. So you notice it's that 1 ounce of shrub each time, and then to 3 ounces of, and you can use still water, sparkling water. It's really your choice.
I like the bubbles. It's pretty.
I do too. I like the bubbles. All right. Now this one, we're going to do a little bit extra. We're going to cheat on him. Not really cheat, but we're going to get a little spice on this rim.
Okay.
And we're going to leave that there. Now, there's not going to be a lot of heat in the drink, but you will get a tiny bit off the rim, but you'll get it in the olfactory. You'll get it in the nose.
That's so subtle.
And that's what you want. So you don't want it to knock anybody out. And of course, if you love heat, pop a slice in.
Yeah, I can smell the jalapeno.
And you may not be too keen on that.
Oh, that's so good.
It's completely different. I think it's surprising.
And
because the smokiness of the turmeric comes through.
Goes great with the jalapeno. And then you get just the aftertaste of the flavor on the rim, which is not too hot for me.
Good.
Okay, the other thing I really like, and I want to talk about this a little bit, is the simplicity of your ingredients. Like, we're not making drinks that you have to do 20 different ingredients or even 5. It's just very simple.
Well, some of it's pre-done for you because the shrub comes with the vinegar. For instance, this one, the fresh turmeric root, a little bit of raw honey, and our vinegar. So some of it's kind of pre-mixed in there.
Yeah. And
then you're just adding a tiny bit to that, the sparkle from the sparkling water, and then the jalapeno to give it just a little bit of I mean, when you're at a party, you want to be walking around with something that's pretty.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just like everyone else.
Yeah.
All right.
So the home runs, 3 out of 3.
Yay.
And then we've got the last one, the 4th one, which is a little fruitier.
Okay, so this one's really interesting. Very fresh. So we're going to use the beet and honey for this one. Now, beets, I know what you're thinking.
Oh, I love beets, but not everybody does.
No, but not everybody. They're very polarizing.
Yeah.
So you either kind of love them or you kind of hate them. We're going to hope to change that. So we like to tell people this is not your grandmother's beets.
It's really good.
All right. So we're going to do that 1 to 3 again. Going to do 1 ounce of the beet.
So while you're doing this, I want to talk about New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
Because the whole reason we're doing all of this is to give people options as we're heading into the new year.
Exactly.
And everybody always talks about resolutions. And what I've found is mine lasts for about 3 days and then I forget about them. And so what I want to encourage people to do is to think about just taking small steps. Like
perfect.
Maybe one party substitute a mocktail instead of a cocktail. Or just one day at a time. And in those little steps, that's how we make the bigger changes.
I totally agree. As a matter of fact, it's not the size of the step. It's the direction you're taking them in. So take little steps, but just make sure you know which way you want to be going.
You know what? I think that's a really important part. So the intention behind making a resolution is the first step. The thought that there may be something different.
Yes.
And then, maybe I could do that in this small way. So it may not be alcohol or mocktails. There are probably other things in your life that you're thinking about making changes in. This is a great time to do that with us. I haven't mentioned it lately, but we take the audio off of this show and we attach it to our previous show, which is a podcast. You can find it on Apple and Google and Spotify and all the podcast places. It's called Becoming Virtuosa. And that means becoming the best version of yourself.
Absolutely.
So thank you for helping us do that today.
Of course.
And I love that it's in such a simple way and that we're slowing down. It's almost like we're undoing all the craziness and revealing the real beauty that's underneath, which is a different way for me to think about becoming virtuosa. It's unbecoming the not virtuosa.
Stripping away some of the things, maybe some of the facades we've put up, some of the barriers and sometimes those barriers are the biggest hindrance we have.
To anything, right? Mm. Stripping away all the artificial junk.
Exactly.
And just doing the good natural.
All right, now try this one.
Okay, this one's...
So nothing in it but the 2 ingredients.
This is going to be my favorite summer drink.
You think? And that cucumber.
That's amazing. I love how you pair what's on the rim.
Well, and this is really just for half of your taste comes through the nose. And so you smell before you taste. And so don't you even taste a little cucumber in there, even though there isn't any?
Yeah. It's so fresh.
I think that one's my favorite these days. And so why beets? Beets are super for your heart. So this vinegar got that naturally occurring probiotic, good bacteria for gut. But on top of that, beets address your heart health. Turmeric, as she mentioned, is my inflammation fighter. Ginger, anything digestion related, a little bit of ginger is a help there. Also a good immune booster.
Yep.
And then berries are wonderful antioxidants. So all the good stuff. So what we're trying to have is flavor with function.
Okay, so since I am a doctor and this audience is about wellness, just for our audience, if you wouldn't mind, can you just go through the health benefits?
Of course.
Of each of the different
I'd be happy to. First and foremost, it is a probiotic forward vinegar, unpasteurized. That happens in the barrel. We talked a little bit about that. So you get that in all of them. But on top of that, we've been very mindful about what we paired it with. So this is our beet and honey. Beets are super for the heart and cardiovascular system. Turmeric, great anti-inflammatory.
I love that.
My ginger, it addresses digestion, but is also a good immune booster, super popular during the cold and flu season.
Yep.
And then finally, raspberry, and that is my antioxidant. Fruits are great on that department. And this is just super important to us. We're very
intentional about why you're doing this and how you're doing it.
Choices, but there's reasons behind that. We face so many things these days, and the gut is the first line of defense.
Yep.
So the more naturally occurring probiotic we can get in there as opposed to a pill or some kind of serum, that kind of thing.
Yep.
The better, because then the body has an opportunity to heal from the inside out.
It can heal itself.
And this is a blessing. Our bodies are blessings. They are God-given, and we need to treat them with care and feed them good fuel.
Yep.
So this is fuel with flavor and function.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Totally my pleasure.
So much fun. I think we should
appreciate
toast.
You having us back. I think we should.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go with this guy.
I'm going to go with this one too.
All right, darling. Cheers.
Here's to Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, bye y'all. See you next week. Have a Happy New Year. Thanks for listening to this episode of Becoming Virtuosa. To learn more, come visit us at drcrockett.com. That's drcrockett with 2 T's.com. Or find us on YouTube for The Dr. Crockett Show. If you found this episode helpful or think it might help someone else, please like, subscribe, and share. This is how we grow together. Thanks, and I'll see you next week. Love always, Sue.